Hey everyone, Sweet Johnny Cage here, and I'm back with an unboxing. This time it's a very special unboxing. It's for Ikaruga for PlayStation 4. This is the Japanese version that was licensed and published by a Japanese game shop called PKE Games. You can see it down there on the bottom, PKE. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Quick funny story about this. I pre-ordered this for myself back in August for my birthday. It came out in September, and it took 3 months to get here to New Jersey. Japan Post has been screwed over by COVID, as has basically every other international and domestic shipping agency. So this took a long time. In the time that it took to get here, the American version came out, which somehow I didn't know was even being released. An American version of this exact box set with slightly different art. The American version has the blue PS4 banner up here. And the spine is a little bit different, but the American version came out in October, I think October 27th. So in the 3 months that I was waiting for this, the American version kind of came and went. But I'm still so excited to bring this to you and do an unboxing for you. Before we get started, though, the package also came with a foil sticker, which is the boss warning. It says the big enemy is approaching at full throttle. According to the data, it is identified as a Batsutekai. So that's basically the warning that comes up in the game. It goes, wah, wah, comes up. Okay, so this is a cardboard packaging. Has information about the game on the back, all in Japanese. So it's all in Japanese back there. I will link the Nicalis version, the American version, this week and see what everything says. It's basically the same. Without further ado, let's get our X-Acto knife here and just... Cool. So, wow, very cool. So the cardboard itself, I wasn't sure about this because it was in wrapping, but the cardboard itself is high gloss. So it has high gloss art on the front and back. Very nice. And then the spine just has Ikaruga in English. The American version, from what I've seen, does have, it says Ikaruga like this with the official logo on the spine as well. But for the Japanese version, it's just in English. Okay, so we're going to pop the top here. I'm going to be careful not to bend it too much. Okay, so this also comes with a model of the Ikaruga ship. Yes, okay, so nothing else in the box. It's a pretty thin package. It comes with the game, which has gorgeous artwork, just like the cardboard. The back is different than the cardboard back. It has some information. Good to focus there. Some screenshots as well. Very nice. Okay, and then it also has the Metal Earth model of the Ikaruga ship. Everything is in Japanese, so I will do my best to assemble this without having to look up the English instructions. But everything is in Japanese. I've never seen a model kit this thin. We'll put that together, and I'll throw that in the video as well. Let's open the game, however. All right. So if you have an American or European PlayStation 4 or even a PS5, this is a region-free. Well, the consoles are region-free, so it will work just fine. And I'm actually going to splice in some footage from the game in here as well. So, opening it up, wow, it even has a reversible cover. I'll show you that in a second. So it has a full-color booklet, which is very, very nice. It's just the instruction manual, everything in Japanese, of course. Some great concept art on each page. Yeah, so there's the warning that comes across the screen with every boss. And the final page, the pilot, with some credits. Okay, and then that's the front and back of the art book right there. Okay, so here's the disc. Wow, beautiful disc. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful disc. Try to get a focus on that. There you go. Gorgeous disc. Okay, wow. Truly great. All right, and then the reversible cover. What? I don't think there's actually a difference. That's so weird. Okay, so here's the exterior cover here, right? And then the reversible cover, I guess? It's the same thing. I mean, it is the literal same thing. I've never seen that before. I don't import a lot of games these days. I haven't since like the PlayStation 2 era. But let me know if that happens with other games in Japan. I've never seen that in my life. Okay, well, it doesn't have a reversible cover. I guess technically it does, but it really doesn't. Okay, so that is the unboxing, and now let's cut to the model being put together. I'm back with no assembly done. This is a really, at least to me, a really involved model kit. It requires you to use some tin snips and some tweezers and all sorts of things. You literally have to pull out each piece from these 3 metal sheets and put it together. It's pretty intense. I won't be putting this together. Maybe one day, if I'm really bored, I'll do it. Luckily, the instructions are in English and Japanese. They seem easy enough to follow. It almost looks like an IKEA map. So it doesn't seem too difficult to do, but it seems like it's going to take a really long time. Luckily, however, what I will do is there is a QR code here, right here. I'll hold this up. If you want to scan that yourself, you can see what this thing is supposed to look like. I'll insert it here in the video as well. Luckily, it has like a full 3D model that you can spin and everything and see how it's supposed to look. This is going to take me a really long time to do, and for the sake of an unboxing, I'm not going to include it. It's great that it came with it, and it's pretty unique. I've never seen something like this in a video game collector's edition. Something you have to like really put together. The Final Fantasy VII Remake Cloud motorcycle was a little difficult to get together, but it was big enough to where I wasn't like, I need tweezers or anything, but this is pretty intense for me. So I'm going to let that sit for now. But what I will do is I want to show you some of the features in the game. So let's get to that. Again, I'm using an American PlayStation 5 here. So, you know, there's no region coding on this disc. I think there is a Blu-ray region, but for the sake of video games, it's region free. This works in an American PS5. It will also work in an American PS4. I just don't have one hooked up at the moment. Oops, wrong menu. So starting it off, great title screen. I really love this sort of concept art. I have set this up, so I'm going to be skipping a couple scenes. From the start, it will ask you if you want to unlock the appendix menu from the start. Otherwise, it says, you know, if you select no, then you can unlock it by clearing the game. I chose to unlock it just to see what it was about, and I'm glad I did. And the reason for that is because, there we go. Okay, so now the audio is working. So if we go down to the appendix, we get a gallery and the soundtrack. So the gallery is pretty cool. It does have some documents, although I'm not 100% sure exactly like how to read them. It says document on the little tab here. So it says Doc Ikaruga, Doc Ginkei, Doc Pilot. And I just don't really know how to read the documents themselves. None of the options are lit up here, aside from pressing options to go back. The left stick moves in between documents. The right stick is used to look at the rest of the artwork when you get to those, but there's nothing here that shows me how to actually read the document itself. The touchpad doesn't do anything except go back. The arrow buttons don't really do anything. The D-pad, L and R don't do anything. So unsure how to actually read these. Maybe you have to finish the game later. But we do have a lot of illustrations, which are quite nice. So we can zoom in on these and just look at them. Very, very beautiful stuff. So the gallery is pretty great. You have character artwork, you have CG artwork. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. And then we also have, some of the later stages. I believe this is one of the bosses. I think the boss from level 3, I think. That might be the final boss, actually, just judging by where it is. And then we have some really early rough sketches to look at for the pilot and everybody else. So that's the gallery. And then the soundtracks are here as well. And I don't want to get copyright stricken, but you just press X and they start up. It's a 10-track soundtrack from the prologue to the final stage, and then all the way to the epilogue. So really good stuff. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like you can export these at all. What does fade out to? It just sort of fades out the track. It's obvious. Yeah, it doesn't seem like you could export these, but if you wanted to record them using a capture card and just make your own MP3s, you could do that. Another really cool feature in this version, I'm not sure, I don't remember this being in the Xbox 360 version that came out years ago at this point. But there are leaderboards, which I think were in the Xbox version, but a new really cool feature here is that you can download replays. So let's just look at a hard mode, all chapters, one-player prototype replay. And this person's score is number 1 or she's number 1. You can see the little paperclip on the left column. That signifies that there's a replay available. So we can just press X and hit download replay, and then it downloads it. It says it's supposed to take between 3 and 5 minutes. I'm on a wired connection, so it takes a few seconds. But then you could just save it to a new file slot. And this is a replay file slot. This isn't like your own game or anything. So then once we're done, we can leave the leaderboard and then go up to the replay menu. And then we can select whichever replay we downloaded. So this is the hard mode, all chapters, one-player prototype mode. Prototype mode has a limit of shots. I don't ever remember that mode being in the Xbox 360 version or the GameCube or arcade version or anything. But yeah, we can literally watch this person's replay. And this is really good in case you want strategies or something, or you just want to see somebody, take crazy risks and, just be really godlike at a game. It's really neat. I really, really dig this feature. So yeah, anyway, you can't fast forward the replays or anything. Actually, okay, we can skip the chapters at least, but you can't fast forward or anything. Yeah, I think I've only ever beaten this game once, so I don't really remember Chapter 5 at all. Anywho, and then there's, of course, video settings in each of the replays here, so we can rotate the screen. Yeah, basically this is for anybody who can rotate their screen 90 degrees, like their actual monitor. If you want to make like a real, true Ikaruga arcade cabinets type of experience, you could select this mode and then rotate your screen 90 degrees. This way you have an actual vertical display. Let's go back to none. And then you can, of course, rotate the HUD with that as well. You can change the HUD size, the HUD layout, which, doesn't really change too much, but it moves some elements in and out of the display area. In the advanced settings, we can turn the wallpaper on and off. We can display the chain number. We can display the energy number, and then we can display any stats. In the audio settings, basically just affect the volume of each of the different things from music effects and a master. And then, yeah, that's basically it for the replay. So you do get a chapter select, which is very nice. And then let's get to the actual game itself. So there's a one-player game and a two-player game. I don't have a second person readily available to play this. I don't think my girlfriend would really want to play this game. But so we go to the one-player game, and then you have a few options here. You have arcade mode. Oh, whoops. I really didn't want to hit that. And then you select your difficulty. Easy, enemies do not return fire. Normal, enemies with the same polarity return fire. And then hard, enemies always return fire. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to show you the other options here. So let's go back to one-player game. And then prototype mode has a limited number of shots. And then you also have chapter select. Chapter select unlocks as you go through the game. I haven't played this yet, so I don't have any more chapters to select from. but you can also change the difficulty per chapter here as well. So if you just want to practice chapter 3 on hard or something, you can do that. And then there's also prototype mode, which limits the number of shots. So there's that mode as well if you want an extra challenge. So basically, if you've never played this, I'll give you a quick run through. I don't know the controls on PS4, so let's just find out together. I'm assuming square is fire, square is switch, circle is fire. Okay, so basically the idea of the game is to absorb bullets that are fired at you from ships of the same color as you. So you have white and black, and then as you absorb them, a meter fills up in the bottom left here, and then you can basically use that as a bomb to kind of clear the screen out. So I'm going to assume, yeah, so R1 is the bomb. As you can see there, it really just cleared out the screen. And so as you get better at Ikaruga, you want to just keep switching your polarity back and forth. This way, you are attacking things of the same color and absorbing things of the same color as well. This way you can constantly fill up that meter, and then it also affects your chain. And with your chain combo, I think you do more damage. It's been a long time since I've actually played this game, but the chain obviously affects points at the very least. So yeah, as the game goes on, in the later levels, there's a bit more of a sort of, I don't want to say platforming, but you do need to sort of navigate really tight spaces in order to succeed through the stage. And you can do that in a number of different ways. You can do that either by blowing up certain sections of something, or you can do it via just slowly snaking through areas. Really depends on how you want to play. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. All right, so we're coming up to the first boss here. At least we should be, anyway. My memory serves. Oh god, I switched too soon. So yeah, you die by taking damage from opposite colored bullets. So if your ship is white, you die from taking black bullets, and black and white as well. So this is the first boss here. Basically, the objective is destroy the satellites on either side of him that are also shooting their own brand of bullets. So we do that by firing the opposite color if we like, if we're not worried about chain. And then, come on, move out of the way. But the boss does get in our way sometimes, so that's not fun. All right, so that's stage 1 of the boss, and now we're going to switch over to black, and he's going to bust out his shield, and then he fires some more stuff at us, and we can just avoid these white bullets for now. And then we'll just keep shooting our big beam at him. I guess we'll go after the satellites just for some bonus points here. Cool. So now we get the boss's final stage, which has several life bars. You know what's funny is I'm not really the biggest fan of these controls on pad. I normally always play this on an arcade stick, but I don't have a PS4 arcade stick anymore. Yeah, I just always prefer shoot-'em-ups on arcade sticks. Just a bit more of a genuine experience in a way. But that's the first boss. We get a trophy, a Boshidori. And again, this is the Japanese version of the game, but everything is in English. I assume it's the same thing in the English version. I doubt it's in Japanese for whatever weird reason. But yeah, and you can see the achievements are tracked on the left side as well. Cool. So that is stage 1. We do that via stage select, so we get kicked out to this screen. But if we were to do this continuously, it would just move right into the next stage. And then, yeah, you could just keep going through your own stuff, and then we could save a replay, go to the leaderboard. We'll save the replay really fast, even though that wasn't great. Yeah, so there you go. That is my first replay there. Cool. So that is Ikaruga on PS4. This was a really, really great birthday gift I got myself. Let me just switch back my scene here. I'm really, really happy with this. Again, I'm sorry that the modeling kit is just too difficult for me. I might try my luck at it another time, but This is Ikaruga from PKE Games. This is available in America from Nicalis. It's the same package, at least from their screenshot on the website. It does have the blue PS4 marquee up here. It's not just one sort of blended in PS4 logo. It is the full bar. So the artwork is a touch different, at least it is in what they're showing on the website. But it comes with the modeling kit. It comes with the same game with the gallery and the soundtrack and everything like that. And again, if you want the Japanese version, go for it. Due to COVID-19, the shipping time is unbelievable. So just a quick little aside here. I used a forwarding service called Tenso, Tenso. And Tenso only ships using Japan Post. And Japan Post is basically the USPS of Japan. So it's slow, but cheaper. And normally, in the before COVID, ordering something from Japan may take a couple weeks. Just because of customs, things may get held up every once in a while. But this took 3 months. So while Tenso is a fine service, just know that they use Japan Post. I did have somebody recommend to me a different forwarding service called Zen Market. I'm almost positive that's what it was called. Let me just double check. Yes, zenmarket.jp. Zen Market allows you to choose UPS or DHL, I think. So it's a bit more of I would say a quicker service, but obviously that comes at a cost premium. So you're paying whatever the price is on PKE Games, which was about, I think 5,000 yen, which is $50. May have been a little bit more. But the way the two services sort of work are very different. With Tenso, you get your own Japanese mailing address, which is effectively just like a P.O. box in Tenso's warehouse. But this allows you to get anything. And the reason I'm making this distinction is because with Zen Market, you put money in a wallet and then you tell them what to buy. You give them the product link and they buy it. But in the case of something like this with Ikaruga on PKE Games, they have very limited stock. So what they do is they limit it to one purchase per address. And Zen Market only has one address. Or maybe they said they have a handful, but they tried it on a bunch of different accounts and they couldn't get it because they had already done it for other people. So with Tenso, you get your own address, which is great for these limited edition orders that are limited to one per address. Whereas Zen Market is a bit more of a easier service to use, but it does come with the drawback of them only having a very limited number of addresses to ship things to. So the way the forwarding service works is you buy it or they buy it. It gets shipped to the address in Japan. There's like a $4 or $5 fee associated with that. And then you have to pay for it to be shipped from Japan to America or wherever it's going, which, depending on the service you're using, with Tenso, it's Japan Post, it's a bit cheaper. But with Zen Market using UPS or DHL, it's way more expensive. So a $50 item for me, I think wound up costing me like $75 or $80 using Tenso, whereas with Zen Market, it could be upwards of $100, given that they're using a more premium shipping service. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. For this particular package, I recommend using Tenso just because you get your own personalized mailing address. But just be aware that you do have to like send them a picture of your license and a picture of a utility bill to show you live at this place. It's a bit more of a rigorous vetting service, whereas Zen Market is just put money in a wallet and tell us what to get you. But there are costs and benefits to both. But that's how I got it. I recommend just getting it from Nicalis. It's really easy. I'll put the link in the description. Yeah, that's the whole spiel. I'm really glad I got this. I was worried that it sort of got lost in transportation because it did take 3 months for me to get any sort of shipping update after it left Japan. The last shipping update I got was literally September 28th or 26th, saying it left the port of Kasagawa or something like that in Japan, and I heard nothing for 3 months until Christmas Day. It arrived at a USPS facility in Newark, New Jersey. So 6 days later, I got it. But a little nerve-wracking. I'm really glad I got it. This is one of my favorite sort of collectible games. I'm not very good at it, but I just love the art. I love the soundtrack. I love the concept of this game. And, you know, it being a Dreamcast release and an arcade release and a GameCube release and an Xbox Live Arcade release on 360, I'm glad it's constantly being brought back to current consoles. It is available digitally for $10 only. I'll show that to you here. So on PS5, I'll just show you this. So yeah, you can literally get this on the PlayStation Store for $10 in America. This is the American PlayStation Store. $9.99 for the digital version. I don't know if you get the soundtrack and everything with it. I don't know. But it is available on PlayStation 5, which is the important part. Yeah, cool. So that's it. That's Ikaruga. Thank you all so much for watching this unboxing. I really am so glad I finally got this. I used to import games all the time. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more unboxings, as rare as they are that I do them, I mostly do walkthroughs on this channel, but subscribe anyway. You get some videos most days of the week. Yeah, and if you're interested in supporting monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. You can donate directly to the channel using the link in the description. All right, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch. And as always, I'm Sweet Johnny Cage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.